Hi everyone, I'm Adim, technical producer here at GOG. Not really a boast, but I've been playing video games for a long time now. I really fondly remember the period of time when I switched fully to PC gaming. This is when I discovered how varied the genres are and how differently you can approach storytelling and narration. There are a lot of games I've repeated numerous times, often hoping for more of the kind of experience only those classics provided. So, here's my shortlist of old games that also got some very interesting new adaptations. XCOM Enemy Unknown was my first tactical strategy game, and it tied perfectly to my fascination with UFO lore at the time. I absolutely loved the idea of two strategic layers that this game introduced. First, there is a global view where you expand your base, intercept UFOs, research new technologies to better deal with the threat, all while closely watching your founding, making sure that the whole Earth doesn't succumb to the extraterrestrial invaders. How well you are perceived by world nations depends mostly on how good you are with dealing with the UFOs and city attacks across the Earth. For this, you need to send troops to the missions, and this is where the second strategic layer, the tactical one, comes in. Here you take turns against alien menace, directly ordering your troops' positions and actions. While turn-based, those encounters can be very intense. Aliens can flank you. You can run into one with no time units left to make a shot, or actually take a 95% chance shot and still somehow miss. You'll get a lot of troops killed in action during your gameplay, and recruiting and equipping more can be costly, leading to those tight, interesting situations the game is famous for. That is, unless you save scum. The lore of the game truly mind-blew me when I was a kid, making me think that they must have had access to top-secret FBI documents because it felt more than fiction. XCOM Terror from the Deep is a direct sequel to the game, but here aliens, instead of invading from space, are attacking you from beneath the oceans. While this game is solid, I still prefer my aliens to attack me from space, so Enemy Unknown remained my favorite. There were other titles that followed the genre and the setting of the original two XCOM games. Like for instance, XCOM Apocalypse, UFO Aftershock, Aftermath and Afterlight, or the excellent Firaxis XCOM games. However, those would always change the overall formula, and while I enjoyed them on their own, they always left me wanting to play the original XCOM UFO Defense again. And then, Goldhawk Interactive created Xenonauts. This is the true XCOM UFO Defense successor. It builds strongly on the original formula, keeping many core elements almost identical. But at the same time, it adds a lot of new ideas and necessary quality of life improvements, all while preserving that punishing difficulty you don't find in many modern titles. The story here is set in an alternate Cold War timeline in 2009. You lead a secret organization, the Xenonauts, to neutralize an escalating extraterrestrial threat. The sequel, Xenonauts 2, completely reboots this setting with a new timeline, so you don't start with any advanced alien tech, which keeps the early game struggle feeling fresh and absolutely brutal. With Xenonauts 2 leaving early access recently, I have spent many hours trying and still failing to beat it on Iron Man mode. For me, this is the perfect adaptation of the original idea. It keeps everything that made XCOM so special and builds on that foundation rather than redoing the formula entirely. While I was hooked to XCOM series forever, Jagged Alliance took me a bit longer to get into and to truly appreciate. And Jagged Alliance 2 is a monster of a game, with all the stuff it includes. You play as a mercenary commander, tasked with liberating the fictional island of Arulco from the tyranny of Queen Daedriana Reitman. The game shares some similarities with XCOM, but here, the mercenaries you hire are fully developed NPCs with voices, backstories, likes and dislikes. It adds another very rich and interesting layer to the already feature-packed formula. And yes, of course, it shares the XCOM biggest feature, it's hard as hell. But I guarantee you that the time you spend in Arulco will be one of the most distinctive gaming experiences you'll ever have. After Jagged Alliance 2, the series was more of a miss than a hit. That is, until Jagged Alliance 3 was finally released. Serving as a true sequel to Jagged Alliance 2, you will get to meet most of your favorite characters and embark on a new mission. This time, you are hired by the President family and the powerful Adonis Corporation to liberate the fictional nation of Grand Chien, a country rich in natural resources that has been thrown into chaos after the elected president goes missing and is seized by the paramilitary force known as the Legion. While it lacks some of the more in-depth rental options Jagged Alliance 2 offered, this is a very strong entry and one of my favorite games recently released. The story is entertaining, keeping that overall 90s action movie feeling, with its humor and the way mercenaries interact with the world and each other.
Why do you feel even better?
While easier, the game still packs a significant challenge and will take you a while to beat. If you feel overwhelmed by the sheer amount of options that Jagged Alliance 2 brings to the table, definitely try Jagged Alliance 3 to get into the series.
I'll be listening.
While I cannot really recommend you to play the original Silent Hill 2 on GOG yet, I can definitely vouch for the 2024 version being a very solid remake. When I played this version, I kept thinking, wow, this is exactly how I remember the original felt. Of course, the original looks different, and some stuff here is changed, like endings for instance, but this is still a great overhaul. It not only keeps the idea true, but the entire game concept. It is still so scary at times that it will literally make you afraid of leaving an in-game room and stopping you from progressing. It will also break your heart as hard as the original did. What starts as a "where is my wife" story quickly becomes a "what the hell is happening" story. For those who don't know, James Sunderland journeys to the foggy, abandoned town of Silent Hill after receiving a letter from his wife, Mary, who died 3 years ago. The town acts as a twisted mirror, manifesting James' deep-seated guilt and desire for punishment, and Maria, the seductive woman he met, is a manifestation of the idealized wife he wished Mary had been. To truly understand this story, you will want to make multiple replays to chase down more than one of 8 possible endings. And there you have it. 3 pairs of incredible games, 3 true classics, and their modern worthy successors. There are so many other outstanding games out there that capture that perfect blend of old school complexity and new old school quality. XCOM and Jagged Alliance are additionally supported by our presentation program. We do the hard work of making sure these masterpieces run on your modern PCs without issues. All you have to do is click install and play. So, dive into the GOG library for more, and see ya!